Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to my dance studio. I've been trying to mix up my setting for my videos so it's not always in the same spot, and honestly, this is kind of inspiring me. I think that I would actually like to make this specific space, um, my creative flow space completely, just not just my yoga dance studio. So I think it's time to invest in some stuff. Hey, Ami. Hi, sweetie. She wants some of my ice cream. I'm doing self care right now, and of course, self care has to include ice cream. It doesn't have to, but tonight it does. And I'm usually into my Rocky Road ice cream, but apparently the Rocky Road that I bought has high fructose corn syrup, and that just makes me tweak really bad. So I'm doing strawberry ice cream right now, and I do share that some little bits with my dog, so that's why Ami was all up in my face. But anyway, being in here is definitely inspiring me to get some more stuff. I do want to get a little stand for my phone to take videos, but let's get into it, guys. Here you go, kitty. This is Ami, guys, for who does not know. And this little guy down here is Indy. I've had Indy for 9 years, and Ami I've had for about 2 or 3 weeks now. And when I got her, she was very timid, and I just had a feeling, um, you know what? She's gonna love ice cream. So, ice cream is literally her favorite thing in the world now. Huh. Honey. So, I have been seeing elephants everywhere in stuff that I bought, in clothes that I'm wearing, in other people's stuff, in just online, literally everywhere. I've been seeing elephants, and I'm really big. My name is Mystic Pickle. I'm very big into mysticism and the signs and symbols of the universe and synchronicities and what they all mean. So, of course, I looked up what an elephant spirit animal means and came up with all the classic terms. I feel like pretty much every time you look up the spiritual meaning of an animal or an insect, it always is like transformation, strength, resilience, um beauty, blah blah blah, good luck. And it's like it's almost like the same answer for every single one. I feel like sometimes the best way to see what a synchronicity or a spirit animal or a symbol or sign is trying to teach you is really by observing it yourself and seeing what you feel. And I started focusing my attention more towards elephants, and I feel like by looking up on my phone the spiritual meaning of elephants, I started getting more videos of like elephants out in nature and rescues. And I just realized that like what I was feeling from watching those videos was just the elephants were just this extremely loving, nurturing, and affectionate creatures. And I watched a video soon after that was talking about self nurturing, and I have just I've definitely been feeling this like really intense need, and it's like I'm already very nurturing to myself. I have a really good self-care and self-love practice between yoga, positive affirmations, journaling, spending time with my crystals, which I know some people don't believe in that stuff, meditation, prayer, dance, art, creative outlets, poetry, and it's not to say that I do all of those all the time, and I haven't necessarily been participating in all of them over recent, and but I think I've been so overwhelmed that I have just been doing my best. And you can't really do more than that, guys. Like all you can really give is your best. And today I feel like something just kind of broke in me, and I ended up leaving, and I actually took a video at the lake that I was at today, and I don't think that I'm going to post it because it just doesn't feel like the right one to share. But I even left my dogs home. I did take my dogs out on an adventure yesterday, but today I just feel like I needed some like completely stress free, just space for myself. And I went to the lake and I was very secluded in my spot. I was so grateful for that. And I spent probably like 4 or 5 hours there, and it started off just being like very anxiety ridden, still dealing with so much inner chaos and turmoil, and it's like it wouldn't fucking stop. And then I would be like, okay, let's just practice breathing. And then I would breathe, and then it would cause me to pay more attention to like the waves in nature. And I was like, oh, this is lovely, paying more attention to nature sounds. And then I was like, what the fuck? Why are nature sounds so loud? It's like fucking overstimulating me. And I know that that's just like my nervous system is like, woo, fucking freaking out over a lot of the stuff that's going on in my life right now. And I'm going through a lot, guys. Like, I feel like a lot of people are right now. And but just over like the hours of being there, I finally just started to calm down and embrace this peace, and it was so lovely. And then I came home, and literally pretty much as soon as I came back into town, my stomach started to hurt so bad, and I started getting so nauseous. And then coming home, I was even more nauseous, and it's been something that I've been struggling with a lot lately is this constant nausea, and I feel like it's due to severe anxiety that I am having a very difficult time processing and grounding myself in. And it was like all of a sudden all that peace just like woo, okay, all the things that I felt like I'd figure out and made peace with just kind of felt like it went out the window, and I started having anxiety again. And I finally just picked up my journal, and I'm so grateful for journaling right now, guys. I've been journaling for most of my life. That is one of the greatest gifts that a lady gave me when I was 9 at this like mission camp. My parents were missionaries, so we sometimes would go to this camp that would host missionary families, missionary kids, kind of like a kids camp thing, but like for missionary families. And my mission camp lady, female leader, gave me this little journal. So I've been journaling since I was about 9, and I want to say about 8 years ago, I started incorporating like positive affirmations and stuff like that, and making it more of a like a focused journaling. And anyway, I started journaling in bed because I just like I didn't know what else to do, and I started listening to my to some healing music, some singing bowls that were so amazing. If you would like to listen to them, I will put a link in the description. I also ended up taking a shower slash bath. It was started off like a shower, and then I ended up sitting in the bottom, and then I ended up plugging the bathtub and just letting it fill the fuck up. And I laid in there just fucking mentally and physically exhausted. And then it got cold, so I did it again. And then once again, it's like I started to feel at peace, and then it's like the anxiety just started to hit me again. It's just been this like overwhelming waves of like seemingly nonstop. It's like every time I get a moment of peace, it's like fucking just pummels me again. And I just started journaling, and it's like it's kind of like sometimes at first when I'm journaling certain things about just like how I'm feeling and like what I'm processing that day, it can feel kind of pointless because it's like, oh, well, I already just mentally processed all this. I've been thinking this all fucking day long. Why would I want to put it on paper too? Like, that just sounds like pointless, right? It's just like repetitive. But it actually really does help, guys. Like, putting your thoughts on paper, it kind of gets them out of your head, even if you've been going over and over and over and over with it in your mind. I don't know, maybe I don't like to say that something works for everybody, but I honestly really do highly recommend this because I do think that it really helps a lot of people to just put it on paper, and it did help with me with that. And then I just ended up starting like bawling. I just ended up fucking like crying and like feeling all of this stuff, and at one point like I'm just laying there and I hear like spirit be like, I'll provide for you. And I just start crying even harder. And I'm like, well, you provide for me and then you beat me. Like, I don't get it. And it was like this whole kind of like, wow, oh my God, like just so many connections to certain relationships in my life. Um, from parents to abusive relationships where that's just what it felt like, where it's like I'm being provided for but you're beating me, you're putting me down, you're just like putting me into a corner and making me feel like everything is hopeless. And I just felt this fucking connection with like how I kind of view the universe and how the universe treats me that aligns with how I felt treated by like my parents. And that's like really fucking deep. And it's that type of stuff and that didn't just come out in journaling. That came out in like a combination of journaling and just like breathing through the waves of emotion. And after that, I just kind of like I thought about these videos that I'd seen around somatic healing, which is moving your body because our body holds and stores emotions and traumas. And when you move it, it actually helps to push that energy through, release that energy through, move it, and just get it out of your body. And oftentimes, like, it can really make you cry. And I decided, you know what? I think that I would like to go and just do some simple yoga even though I'm exhausted. Lately, my yoga routine has moved to nighttime rather than in the morning because in the morning it has just been wow, like out of this world difficult to do anything. Even after I drink coffee, and I don't drink a lot of coffee, I generally drink 1 cup and sometimes I don't even finish that cup. And even after that caffeine hits me, it has been really difficult to do much and motivate myself and feel good about myself and my life. So I decided to come in here and do some simple yoga and somatic exercises. Somatic exercises can literally be as simple as doing this or stomping your feet. Or another one I like to do that really brings up a lot of emotions sometimes is laying on my back with a pillow underneath, um, like right here, and moving my knees back and forth from one side to the other. And that movement releases energy that is stored in your knees as well as your hips. Your knees are greatly about relationships. Um, I feel like your knees are honestly one of the places that store a lot of traumas as well as your hips. Your hips are, I would say, probably one of the main trauma storing places. So when you move those two things at the same time, it can actually move a lot of emotions and pass stuff through your body. So if you do get into somatic exercises, just be prepared that it will probably make you cry. But that is a really positive and beautiful thing, and there is nothing wrong with it. And you have always deserved to feel whatever emotions rise up during that process. I did like very, very simple yoga. I have just been feeling like exhausted over even the simplest things, so I am all about listening to my body and moving slowly and simply if that's what my body needs at the time, because sometimes what I need to do is just fucking dance and move and just rave through this room. And other times I feel like I can barely like do this most simple stretches. And that's okay. They want to play like right next to. Oh, it's because Indy wants to hang out by me. He's my little guardian, and Ami just wants to play with him. It's honestly very cute. I'm gonna show you guys real fast. Hi, Ami. He is such a handsome boy. Look at this baby. Okay, you guys. You gotta let me finish taking my video. But yeah, listening to my body. Look at this little cutie. has been really helpful, and I think that even with like the self-care that I do and all of that on me, there are times that just call for like a whole other level of nurturing and just allowing myself to like breathe. Most of the time that I spent in here, I spent just laying and or barely moving. I kind of shook my legs behind me, meditating to my singing bowls and putting my nice big quartz crystal on certain areas of my back where I felt pressure or pain or nausea. I started off feeling a lot of nausea in my stomach, and that's what kind of started me off with my little self care tonight. As I put my quartz on my stomach above where it was nauseous, and it ended up taking away the nausea. I know that some people really don't believe in crystal healing and crystal energy. I personally think that crystal healing is extremely powerful. Everything, every object, everything, whether you consider it inanimate or not, has an energy and is touching on our energies all the time, okay? And I believe that crystals have very powerful energies. Earth has very powerful energy. Trees have very powerful energy. I think earth energies are my absolute favorite ones to work with. And yeah, so it took away my nausea and it encouraged me to come in here and do my self care. And then I started putting it on my back. I started feeling a bunch of pain over my heart, so I put it over my heart and it diminished that pain as well. And I feel like I just wanted to make this video as an encouragement for anybody that needs some nurturing right now to love on yourself in the ways that you need. And that could differ for everybody watching this video. Perhaps your soul is calling you to play some music. I don't know if you play an instrument or if you're an artist, or to go on a walk, do some exercise, dance, yoga, stretch, or to even just lay there and let yourself rest. To write, to journal, to spend time with your cute ass little puppies or cats or whatever little animals you got. Or if you don't have animals, maybe it's calling you to talk to a friend or reach out to somebody. Or perhaps it's telling you to be private. Like, it could be different for every person right now what form of nurturing you need for yourself, but I hope that whatever that it is that you need, that you don't hold back on yourself with that. You deserve to be loved on, and I'm not gonna feed you some bullshit of like, you can't be loved until you love yourself, because I think that that is absolutely an untruth, and I think it's actually kind of manipulative when people use that. Perhaps that is not everybody's purpose, but I believe that you absolutely can be loved even if you do not love yourself. Absolutely. But why not? Why not love on yourself, especially if you're in need? I'm currently in a place where I feel like spirit is kind of pushing me towards being very, very, very private and more to myself, sharing less. I think in the past with certain people, I have had a habit of oversharing, and while I don't necessarily think it's always a bad thing, I think that because of recent events as well as a buildup of events in the past, I definitely feel like the time has come for me to not overshare with pretty much everyone and be very careful about what I do share with people. I realize now why the elephant has been popping up so constantly in my life recently, and I think that it's just been a call to nurture myself. Mommy. To nurture myself to an extreme degree, and that means an extremeness of gentleness right now with myself. I need a lot of love right now, and possibly more than usual. No, I would say right now, I definitely feel like I need some excessive self-nurturing. So that's what I am trying to do, guys. That's what I am doing. A lot of crying, a lot of journaling, a lot of breathing and easy, simple stretches and movements, and a little bit of ice cream, a lot of water. I have not been eating very much, to be honest. I don't have much of an appetite right now. When I am dealing with higher levels of stress, I don't really eat quite as much. And that's alright. I do find that my weight fluctuates, and some people might say that that's a problem. I personally do not have an issue with it, because either way, I remain healthy weights. But anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna get back to it. You guys deserve to love on yourself. I don't know what you're going through right now, but I personally have been bullying myself a lot over stuff that I'm going through, and I used to bully myself much, much more all the time, like 24/7, and it's never a good thing. And don't bully yourself for bullying yourself, which I also have done. It's kind of silly, to be honest. But I hope that you know that if you are bullying yourself, it's okay to stop. It's okay to stop and love on yourself, even if you don't feel like you are necessarily totally deserving of that love right now, or you feel like you're not getting it from other people in your life, or perhaps it feels withheld or taken away. Whatever it is, like, I hope that you still love on yourself, because you deserve that. You deserve that self nurturing. I think a lot of us find it so easy to give love to others, but not always the easiest to give it to ourselves. And I want to be that reminder here that you deserve your love more than anybody else in your life. And I hope that you give it to yourself right now. So, once again, that is it, guys. And I hope that you guys have an absolutely amazing and beautiful day or night, whatever it is. Please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're new here, my name is Charisse. I'm sorry I did not introduce myself at the beginning. Perhaps soon I will have a cuter little setup to take my videos. Improvements day by day. Please do send me good vibes, guys. I need it, and I'll be sending it to all of you. I love you, and I believe in you. Okay.